Vegetable soup, bread rolls as starter, steak, kidney pie, boiled potatoes, peas and green beans main course, jam roly-poly pudding.
Could I have a plate? I've had a few complaints that the food served isn't very hot. And how many times have you served boiled potatoes since I've been here?
It's not my fault. It's because of the rebuilding. It's got to go through 3 corridors, outside, then onto the wings.
The vegetables are a bit overcooked, and the boiled potatoes could do with a few more minutes. Is the custard served with this?
Not today. Milk was late arriving.
Where are the specials? The diets and the allergy trays?
With the work going on, I haven't got the space to prepare the specials. I do the medical ones, but the diets, they can just eat less.
You were in the army, weren't you?
Yes, ma'am. 15 years.
I thought so. Thank you. Governor.
I've segregated him in a cubicle. I think you better come and see him.
Mr. Doc, arranging a visiting order for me.
Morning.
Morning.
How is he?
Not good. His breathing's very erratic. It's liver failure.
Recommendation 10.
Governor.
In a second. Is he dying?
Yes, he is.
Doc, are you going to see him? Because I've got to get back on the wing.
I think you should wear a surgical mask. He's had severe nosebleeds. I have asked to re-examine prisoner Norman Jones.
I'll be right with you.
Well, this one's trouble, huh? I've been in contact with the medics at 2 of Jones's previous prisons. Apparently, without medication, he becomes excessively violent. How you doing, honey? What do you want? Huh? What is it?
Hold my hand, son. Help me get through this.
Just let go, honey. Everything's gonna be just fine. That's a good lad.
This is all there is to it.
Should be accorded automatic access to the same quality of life as those detained in psychiatric hospitals.
Shut up!
Now shut up!
There is a man dying in there. Thank you.
He's dead.
You know, when the prison's full up, for want of a better description, we'll be needing a full-time doctor.
Not my idea of heaven. Sorry. I knew the previous doctor, that's why I stepped in after the riot, but as full-time, no way. Some of your inmates, Miss Hewitt, they scare me. And some of them repel me. There's just so little kindness in here, and not everybody's able to deal with the dregs of humanity.
They're not all dregs, Doctor.
Perhaps you have a vocation.
Maybe I have.
Trolley's on the way. Come and get it. Trees up. Onions on the way.
All I can do is repeat what I was told. The education department should be ready next week.
Mr. Morgan, I don't suppose you've any news for me, have you?
What about?
My probation officer. Before the riot, he said I was on the list for a weekend visit.
I don't know, Fisher. Best thing's to ask the governor on our rounds tomorrow. I just work here, mate. Hey, Jumbo! What's going on?
Waste of time, mate. Doc reckons he's got a screw loose. Shall I tell you where he
Mr.
should
Morgan?
be?
Did you find out about my query?
Brian, you've been asking the same question for months now. If you get 21 days added to your original sentence, it stands to reason the days will be attached to your release date. Now, I told you that. The Gov told you that. Half the wing has told you that. Piss off. Go on.
Yeah, but I got some off for good behaviour.
Tell you who you should ask. Norman, bloke in cell 48. He'll put you straight, Brian. Real friendly. Go on, ask him.
Nice one, Walter, thanks. All right, mate. Walter sent me over here. Said you'd help me with me diary.
I don't know what to do. What would you do? I said a weekend, Walter. Due for a weekend, you know, start adjusting.
When was the last time you was out?
15th of May, 1981.
Christ. You'll need more than a weekend to adjust, mate. There's been a lot of changes since 81. All right, explain it to you, did he?
You want to know what he said? He said if I spoke to him again, he'd bite the tongue out of me head. Nice one, Walter.
Miss Hewitt. Malcolm Smith.
Thank you for coming in. It's about Helen Fisher.
I am attempting to get all the records, but it's a long process. You know, the entire department went up in smoke. But according to his file, he was put forward for a weekend visit. He's got parole date in 18 months. Well, 7 now. It was suggested he be transferred to an open prison near his home.
This is appalling.
With the new Home Office ruling regarding home leave, it's making a lot of extra paperwork.
Well, we have got to get this department organised and fast. I'll look into it. Thank you very much for this. Yes?
One on line 2, Mr. Soames. Is it all right if I go for lunch now?
Yes, thank you, Maura. I'll contact you as soon as I've checked through this. Helen Hewitt, Mr. Soames. I'm sorry, I meant to return your call. Yes, well, I can appreciate that, but you must understand that I was not on duty that night. In fact, on the night that it happened, I was having dinner with Mr. Andrews and my area manager, John Bunny.
Yes, I suppose after the riot at Barfield, the prison must be in a very disorganised state.
Not that disorganised, Mr. Soames.
Good. I was hoping you'd say that. I'm very confident that the case will be conclusive and that things will be dealt with in as short a time as possible. That said, there is one area that troubles me. The defendant, Anthony Kelly, like all 4 men, is pleading...
Not guilty, yes. No.
Have you met Miss Knatchbull?
No. But she's obviously had a lot of visits with Kelly over the past 6 months. And she's seen the cell. Why did you ask if I'd met her?
Miss Knatchbull's worried that her client can be got at.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's obviously not meant to sound as if I'm undermining Barfield security.
The men involved in the hanging have all been segregated for the past 6 months and remain in secure cells.
Am I right in assuming that during cell association on the night of the hanging, all the cell doors were kept open?
Yes, which means that Anthony Kelly could have walked out at any time but didn't.
And I'm also correct that shortly before the incident occurred, 2 other prisoners...
Incident? You call a man hanged an incident?
A man hanged in a cell built for 2 prisoners, which was accommodating 3. In the Barfield rules, there is no cell association. I am sure the defence will want to know why 5 men were allowed in that cell. Why was Kelly in there?
Well, in perfect conditions he wouldn't have been, but there was no alternative.
So you admit that by an administrative error you placed a young and vulnerable boy at risk?
No, I admit no such thing.
Good. I believe if there was any possible inference that the present conditions at Barfield might be used in Anthony Kelly's defence, if any negligence...
Anthony Kelly committed a crime. I didn't sentence him. I didn't send him to Barfield.
I'm glad to hear you have such a positive attitude. Miss Knatchbull is a formidable lady. I have no intention of calling you for the prosecution, and I presume, as you've had no contact from Miss Knatchbull's solicitors, you're not called for the defence.
If I was, it would be highly unethical for me to speak to her, but I'm perfectly willing to be a witness.
Good. And I feel confident you will prove more than a match for the delectable Miss Knatchbull.
Do you think I might be called for the defence?
Not if I've got in first.